Yeah, welcome back to the channel. Subscribe, mate. Like, do it now, just press that button. I'm into this bodybuilding thing. It's a bit weird, isn't it? But I've been doing it for years now and I'm in too deep. I've got to continue in this pursuit of more muscle tissue. Due to doing this bodybuilding thing for years and being a full-time coach, you might think that every session I have is an amazing one and enjoyment is always high. Well, if you think that, mate, you're wrong. You're wrong. I had a session yesterday, it was horrendous. Enjoyment, rock bottom, performance, pretty damn low as well. I started recording it and I almost bowled it halfway through the session, but I thought, you know what? I ain't doing that. This channel is built on, honestly, no smoke and mirrors here. I'm just picking up a camera, being myself, and taking you guys along the journey of this crazy game of physique development. So I recorded the full session and we're gonna get straight into it. This is my chest and back session. Very similar to my back and chest session. The difference is, I'll start with chest, and exercise selection is also different. I like working with a large exercise pool, greater runway for progression. Speaking of progression, very little was taken in yesterday's session, which is extremely frustrating. Now, when it comes down to my training, I don't freestyle it, I don't go in and just do whatever I fancy, and I also don't measure session success based on a pump and a vibe. I measure it off logbook numbers. So I go into a session with a set plan, I use a rep count on my phone to track everything. I know exactly what exercises I'm going to perform, the order I'm performing them in, and I also know how many sets I'm performing on each exercise and the target rep range. So I've got that data, as coaches would love to say, and based on that, I know what I need to do to take progression. So I'm aiming to use more weight, match reps, same weight, more reps, or if I'm feeling like an animal, which I definitely wasn't yesterday, I will aim to do more weight and more reps. This set felt unbelievably heavy. Found this super frustrating, but I watched it back within the session and I knew exactly why it felt awful. Alignment, mate, I'm like pressing into it rather than directly under it. I rectified that for the second set and it felt a lot better and that progressed. So progression-wise, I did take a few progressions, it just didn't meet expectation. Second set on pec deck progressed, second set on Smith progressed, and the first set on two back movements also progressed. But sessions leading up to this just felt bang on, felt great. This was just not it. I felt battered in it, mate. And I was like sweating heavy from exercise one. So I don't know if I might be coming down with something. I'm not a heavy sweater. I'll sweat within my sessions because they're full send, but I mean, I was like dripping after exercise one, which isn't ideal. But when it comes down to training, you will have sessions where things don't click. Like even when training's structured, nutrition's on point, you're managing your recovery, you won't always have great sessions. I've had times, like peak off season when everything's flying, I go into a session and things regress. And I'm there like, what the f***? But it happens. We're human. If we were able to go into the gym and progress everything every single time, we would have superhuman strength. Like I wouldn't be pressing 2 plates and a 5 on a Smith. I'd be pressing 8 plates per side by now because I've been doing this for years. So it's just one of those things we do have to have realistic expectation. But when I do have a bad session, put it behind me, move on to the next one. If I have like a row of bad sessions, it's deload time. I've overreached and I need to address that fatigue that's been accumulated within my training by having normally 4 to 7 days off the gym and then I can get back into it. I don't like running devolume or anything like that personally. Like I want like a mental reset as well as a physical one if I've overreached in the gym, so I just remove myself from the environment and then go from there. That's my chit chat done, to be honest. Now let's get into a ramble. This bit of kit, 4 plates per side. You might be thinking, how are you moving 4 plates per side? It's because I'm strong as fuck, mate. But no, in all seriousness, this is unbelievably light. Look how small of a range the actual weight works through. Very small excursion, therefore you know you're never going to be exposed to that much resistance. It felt decent. I normally do a unilateral supinated pull down because I'm bougie like that, but some guy was on it and he was taking ages, and I mean ages. So I looped some D handles around this and it felt all right. D handles, so that elbow can work nice and close to the torso, so I can put the lat in a very efficient position to produce force. I know, pretty nerdy, but it felt all right. But of course, I've got no numbers to go off here, so this was actually just a freestyle, and I just made sure I hit failure, so it was an effective set. Hear that sound? Completely out of monster. Sad times, mate. Next up was the high to low row. Panata, I'm a fan of this bit of kit. I really like it. I was up against it. I had no headphones, and I just combated this set with aggression, mate. Blood pressure PB, as you can see, veins in the head, definitely healthy. This is health and fitness. But the first set of this progressed, which I was happy with, and the upper back focus row that comes after this also progressed. But yeah, it's just one of those sessions, mate. It wasn't amazing. And if you find yourself in this position, it's normal, don't freak out. I'm making this video because I will scroll on social media and people always talk about how their sets are amazing. Sets are amazing, how their sessions are amazing, and everything progressed. And I just think, why don't you talk about the bad ones, mate? Because you're definitely having bad ones. Because if you were progressing all the time, you'd have a better rig than you do now. So I like to make sure I'm injecting a bit of honesty into this YouTube channel. Of course, I'll post good sessions. I'll also post bad ones. Performance wasn't where I wanted it yesterday, and I didn't enjoy it. Boom. Sound. It happens. That is resistance training. I've also flipping hurt my neck on that one, mate. As I came back raging, like all cramped up, I thought I was going to get an exertion headache. Have you had an exertion headache? I wouldn't put that on my worst enemy, whatever the saying is. I've had them before where they've like put me on the floor, mate. Horrendous. It makes my like hearing go. Don't rate them, but luckily it wasn't that. Just hurt it a bit, mate, but I'm tough, I didn't cry. And I cracked on with this movement, which is like a B-Tech T-bar. It's all right. It feels okay. It's hard to get in. You'd have seen that on the last YouTube channel. I'm like doing a proper shimmy to get into it. But it felt decent. It wasn't bad at all. And because I am just an absolute animal, hardest worker in the room, savage, and I hustle, that's all sarcasm. I do a little drop set here. 2 plates. Yeah, buddy. And I just go until I can't anymore. And that was the session done. 3 exercises for chest, 3 for back, 2 working sets on everything. That's how I'm currently running it. Due to my lower back issue, I'm now running chest and back, delts and arms. And if my back feels okay, I then do legs. On that 3rd training day, I managed to do legs last week actually, which wasn't too bad. That consisted of 5 sets calf raise, 3 sets seated leg curl, 3 sets leg extension, and then I'd done the hack, but I only had 3 plates on it, and I was like taking all the momentum out, like long pauses and length at the bottom, and I pushed that to failure, and it felt okay. So we should be back to full send and legs very soon, which is what we want. That's a video done, mate. I said a video a week, so I'm posting a video a week. But remember to like, subscribe, comment if you're feeling dangerous. Is there anything else to say? Yes, there is. Podcast coming out very soon with a good mate of mine, and I'm looking forward to getting on that podcast with him on a weekly basis and just talking unfiltered about coaching, about bodybuilding, because I feel a ramble coming on. The industry is just a mess now. Like when I first got into it, like your marketing would be transformation and then you and your personality. Now marketing is just straight up BS. Like I'm hearing people saying, do you want to get in shape? Oh yeah, of course I do, mate. Well, you can do it eating the foods you love. No cardio, not training frequently in the gym. I was thinking that's not how it works. You can get in shape without tracking food. You need to track food in some way, meal plan or macro plan. And these people are saying it and they're busy. Like they're smashing it from a business standpoint, but they're just telling people what they want to hear, and then they're definitely getting them in, and then they're disappointed because they've been told a lie. They've been told what they want to hear to get a sale. I love my job, I love coaching, and I'm very grateful to have the lads on the team that I do because they're a great bunch, and it's fucking awesome helping them to get to their goal. And it's awesome to coach the people I have done in the past and get them to their goal. But the actual industry side of it, working it, mate, is just such a mind melter. God, that was like an open and honest ramble. In summary, I had a bad session yesterday. I'm gonna have a fucking good one today. I love coaching, but I hate fucking marketing for it because the industry's a mess. And what else am I gonna say? I'm off to IB for in like 4 weeks. Let's have it.